Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Is Andrew Wiggins a good name to play for the Lakers? Yes, he is, because he is an NBA champion, has playoff experience and went through a difficult period due to family problems, but he is returning to playing great basketball again. If the Lakers accept to trade him for Rui Hachimura, it will be a great upgrade to the roster, because Wiggins knows how to score and is still a good defender and often helps to get rebounds. Lakers are urged to trade Rui Hachimura for Andrew Wiggins. After the Los Angeles Lakers were knocked out in the first round of the 2025 NBA playoffs, they should be looking at any and all ways to improve their roster around forward LeBron James and guard Luka Doncic. The Lakers were embarrassed against a lower seed in the opening round of the playoffs, as they were eliminated in just 5 games by the number 6 seed Minnesota Timberwolves. Lakers insider Jovan Buha has identified one player he'd like to see the storied franchise pony up some assets for this offseason. He said that Miami Heat forward Andrew Wiggins would check a lot of boxes for the Lakers with his skill set. "I like that trade," Buha said of a hypothetical deal that would send Lakers forward Rui Hachimura to the Heat for Wiggins. "I know Wiggins has been a popular guy for Lakers Twitter. He is someone that, I think among the realistic options, he is someone that would check a lot of boxes for the Lakers." It's worth noting that if the Lakers were to acquire Wiggins, whether or not he would stay around in Los Angeles for any significant period of time is still unclear. After all, after he gets paid more than $28 million in the 2025-26 season, he has a player option for the 2026-27 campaign and could enter unrestricted free agency in the summer of 2026. Wiggins played with 2 teams in the Golden State Warriors and Heat in the 2024-25 campaign. He started the season out in Golden State but was dealt to Miami midway through the season as part of the deal that sent forward Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. In 60 combined contests with the Warriors and Heat, he averaged 18.0 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.0 steal and 0.8 blocks per game. The talented two-way player spaced the floor behind the three-point line on offense while providing stingy play on the defensive end. The question of whether it would be worthwhile for the Lakers to part ways with a player of Hachimura's caliber for Wiggins is up for debate, though. Hachimura provided the Lakers with a steady scoring hand at the forward position last season, as he averaged 13.1 points per game on 50.9% shooting from the field and 41.3% from behind the three-point arc. Wiggins might not be a player that would put the Lakers over the hump in the Western Conference against teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder and Timberwolves, but his two-way style of play makes him an intriguing trade target for Los Angeles in the offseason. Lakers' ideal trade target expected to be included in conversations this offseason. As the Los Angeles Lakers work to build around Luka Doncic, one of their most sought-after trade targets is expected to be on the market. The Los Angeles Lakers boast one of the best big threes in the NBA, with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves all playing high-level basketball. However, James will turn 41 years old next season, and the Lakers are trying to rebrand as Luka's team. Luckily for the Lakers, the Dallas Mavericks outlined an excellent plan for getting the most out of Doncic. He led them to the NBA Finals in 2024 before being traded to the Lakers, and the Mavericks found success pairing him with defensive-minded wings, an efficient scorer down low, and a high-level secondary facilitator. In James, Reeves, and Dorian Finney-Smith, the Lakers have most of the pieces in place around Doncic, although they still need their version of Daniel Gafford. Luckily, the Utah Jazz are expected to field offers on Walker Kessler, who the Lakers have long been linked to. Kessler, much like Gafford, is a very efficient scorer inside the paint, and he is a better defender. Neither can stretch the floor with any degree of reliability, although James, Doncic, Finney-Smith, and Reeves can all shoot, so having one weak link is no issue. Even before they added Doncic, the Lakers had rumored interest in Kessler, and are expected to be his most aggressive suitor this offseason. The Jazz, after multiple years of dragging their feet, seem interested in trading their best players. Numerous league sources have indicated that they believe the Jazz are going to be active over the next several weeks, reported the Desert News' Sarah Todd. Leak sources have said that they expect for conversations to include Walker Kessler. The Lakers offered Dalton Knecht and a first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Mark Williams before he failed his physical, and an offer for Kessler is expected to be similar, although the Jazz, led by Danny Ainge, are not expected to be eager to do business with Los Angeles, so the Lakers might have to be amenable to shelling out more assets than he could be worth. Kessler would play a familiar role next to Doncic. When he played for the Washington Wizards, Gafford was one of the more efficient interior scorers in the league. When he was paired with Doncic in Dallas, he became the most efficient interior scorer in the league. There is reason to believe that Kessler would find similar success. Player, span, PPG RPG BPG FG%. Daniel Gafford, 2023-24 Wizards, 10.98.02.269%. Daniel Gafford, 2023-24 Mavericks, 11.26.91.978%. Walker Kessler, 2024-25 full season, 11.112.22.466.3%. Luka Doncic's impact on Daniel Gafford. Gafford, while talented, was not on the same level as Kessler. If the Lakers managed to trade Knecht, a 2030 pick swap, and a 2031 pick for Kessler, their championship-hopeful roster will be set, and they would still have some money to spend in free agency, provided that they are willing to pay the luxury tax. Gafford saw massive improvement alongside Doncic, and the Lakers would depend on Kessler to have the exact same success, which seems realistic, allowing James to compete for another championship in Hollywood. Lakers' likeliest strategy to fixing center problem. After finding themselves with a severe deficiency at center, the Lakers are developing an internal strategy to fix their frontcourt. Rob Pelinka and the Los Angeles Lakers know they need at least one center. Such is agreed upon unanimously across the organization. That said, the path to filling that gaping hole in the roster is up for quite a bit more debate internally. According to sources close to the team, it's widely accepted they'll need to trade for their likely starting center. Where the front office is more split on is what to do with their taxpayer mid-level exception, their only means of paying a free agent more than the veteran's minimum. 59. For just a brief moment after the Luka Doncic trade, the Lakers looked like they might have just enough at center to get by. Jackson Hayes was playing some of the best basketball of his career. LeBron James turned himself into a Draymond Green-type presence at center when they went small, and they appeared to have options if they so chose, with Christian Koloko and Trey Jemison III waiting to be converted. Then, reality struck. It turns out, Hayes is not an NBA-caliber starting center. J.J. Redick didn't feel comfortable playing him any minutes in their final game of the season. James did play some center and fared okay. Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt also spent time at that position with mixed results, too. Rob Pelinka opted not to convert Koloko or Jemison after signing Alex Len, who played a total of 4 minutes in that first-round loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. When asked why he stuck with Len rather than converting either two-way player, and to be clear, both Koloko and Jemison helped the Lakers a lot more than Len last year, Pelinka bristled, which some might take for acknowledgement that it was a poor decision. In the end, the Lakers entered their first postseason of the Doncic era essentially centerless against one of the biggest frontcourts in the league and were dominated physically. They know they absolutely cannot do that again, especially as they try to convince Doncic to ink a long-term extension this summer. Veteran minimum contracts range anywhere from $1.2 to $3.6 million, depending on experience. It's simply unrealistic to even hope to land a starter at that rate. The Lakers watched that movie last year after trading away Anthony Davis and weren't fans. The taxpayer mid-level exception will sit at $5.7 million next season. This is also well below a starting center's expected salary. Sure, maybe the Lakers could find a spot starter at that rate, but going into the offseason, banking on it would be a mistake. This leaves the trade market as the only viable means to bring in the starter they need and, again, team sources indicate they're prepared to head down that path. Where the Lakers remain split internally is whether or not to double down on the center position using the only tool by which they can pay a free agent more than the minimum. League sources anticipate yet another tough market for free agents this summer, but it's not so dry that Steven Adams will be available to the Lakers, let alone Miles Turner or Naz Reid. Clint Capella is considered within reach at $5.7 million and, as such, is expected to sit pretty high on the Lakers' target board. The Lakers could also target Kevin Looney using their taxpayer mid-level exception, but if he was going to accept that contract, he'd likely get it from the Golden State Warriors, sources say. Al Horford had a really good season given his age, and the Boston Celtics are going to be looking to shed salary, so he could also be an option if the Lakers want to double the number of 40-plus-year-olds on the roster. If it's Capella, Horford, Looney, or Adams, then league sources do believe the Lakers would utilize their taxpayer mid-level exception on a center even after trading for their starter. There are plenty within the organization pushing for this outcome, sources say. That said, there are others who point to Doncic, James, Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, and Jared Vanderbilt as too much frontcourt spending. So, one thing to look for, potentially, especially if the Lakers use their taxpayer mid-level exception on a big, is a trade where the Lakers send out a mid-tier expiring salary to bring in a more productive perimeter player. This would obviously come after the trade for their starting center, so as to know which salaries they'll need for that deal, but balancing the roster should be a priority this summer. First things first, though, Pelinka will need to find a center who helps convince Doncic to stick around long-term. By all accounts, Doncic is seen as a loyal guy who was ready to spend his entire career in Dallas before they traded him, so most people around the league anticipate that he will stay in LA for a while, but this isn't the kind of situation the Lakers can leave to chance. Lakers' predicted trade offer to Mavericks should send Dallas running for the hills. With 2 weeks left before the NBA draft officially begins, the Dallas Mavericks are finally set to meet with presumptive number 1 overall pick Cooper Flagg. While it's unknown what exactly the Mavericks and Flagg will talk about, it's safe to assume Dallas will make it their top priority to keep Flagg happy the second he walks in the door. Flagg won't just instantly become the face of the franchise in Dallas, but his defensive expertise will already make the Mavericks one of the top contenders in the West during his first season. With Flagg on board, the Mavericks will need to focus on their future while also remaining competitive in their current championship timeframe, which may require a home run trade this offseason. Many fans have been quick to label multiple Mavericks as tradable pieces, including Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, but all signs are hinting at the team wanting to hold on to both players. While it's unlikely the Mavericks will be able to retain both Washington and Gafford, it may be in their best interest to explore trades with rival teams. Dallas must avoid Lakers' trade offer for Daniel Gafford. Since the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers just before the trade deadline, the two franchises have been locked in constant fan-made speculation. With the Lakers in desperate need of a center and the Mavs logjam at the big man position, it only makes sense for the two teams to discuss a potential trade this offseason. Since the end of the season, Gafford has been one name fans constantly throw in trade talks, especially since he was in trade rumors last season, and with a contract extension being in play this offseason, it may make sense for the Mavs to ship the fan-favorite center. The Lakers might seem like the obvious choice, but after a rumored trade package created by Lakers beat reporter and writer for The Athletic, Jovan Buha, it may be best for both teams to stay away from one another. They would probably have to overpay, Buha said on the Buha's Block podcast. It would probably have to be something like Gabe, Vincent, Dalton, Connect, and a first for Gafford. And that's a lot. For both squads, this is a trade that doesn't make sense. For the Lakers, they would be giving up Vincent, who is a tradable contract, while also packaging a future first-round pick and a promising wing in Connect. While in the Mavericks' eyes, they would be getting little to nothing in return for Gafford, who can be the potential difference maker for a team looking to punch their ticket in as a contender. Dallas' top need this offseason, outside of drafting Flagg and extending Kyrie Irving, is trading for or signing a guard to man the offense while Irving remains sidelined with injury. In this deal, the Mavericks would be getting back Vincent, who is capable of running Dallas offense but hasn't proven he can be healthy for lengthy periods. The Mavericks would also be getting back the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick and Dalton Connect, who was Los Angeles's first-round selection last season. To some, this may seem like a fair deal, but considering how badly Nico Harrison got fleeced the last time he dealt with Rob Pelinka, it may be best for the Mavericks to stay clear. Dallas will still be on the hunt for a guard capable of carrying the offensive workload while Irving rehabs, but staying clear of the Lakers unless they want to include Austin Reaves in trade talks would be in both teams' interest.